Hello everyone, and welcome to Ukraine Will Win. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that shows the incredible resilience and strategic brilliance of the Ukrainian forces, how they've consistently shattered the enemy's plans, turning the tables when the world least expected it. From the very first days, the initial plan for a lightning-fast takeover of Kyiv was met with ferocious and brilliantly organized resistance. The invaders expected a quick victory, but instead they faced a nation united. Ukrainian soldiers, territorial defense units, and ordinary citizens worked together in a symphony of defiance. They used their knowledge of the local terrain, combined with modern anti-tank weapons, to halt and destroy massive armored columns that stretched for miles. The battle for Hostomel Airport, for instance, was a pivotal moment. It was a textbook case of how a smaller, more agile force can outsmart a larger one, preventing the establishment of a critical air bridge and ultimately forcing a humiliating retreat from the north. This wasn't just a setback for the enemy. It was the complete collapse of their entire initial strategy. Then we shift our focus to the Black Sea. The enemy's fleet was meant to dominate the waters, blockade Ukrainian ports, and create a constant threat of amphibious assault. But Ukraine had other plans. The sinking of the flagship Moskva was a moment that sent shockwaves around the globe. It wasn't just a symbolic victory. It was a strategic masterstroke that fundamentally altered the naval balance of power. Using domestically produced Neptune missiles, Ukraine demonstrated its innovative military capabilities. This single act forced the enemy fleet to operate much farther from the coast, effectively neutralizing a significant part of its offensive potential. And let's not forget the liberation of Snake Island. What started as a symbol of defiance with that now famous phrase became a tangible military achievement, reopening vital shipping lanes for grain exports and proving that no piece of Ukrainian land would be given up without a fight. As the conflict shifted, so did Ukraine's tactics. The Kharkiv counteroffensive in the autumn of 2022 was nothing short of breathtaking. It was a masterclass in deception, speed, and combined arms warfare. For weeks, the world's attention was focused on the south, where a Ukrainian push was widely anticipated. But all the while, Ukraine was quietly amassing forces in the Kharkiv region. When the offensive was launched, it was with such shocking speed and precision that the enemy lines simply crumbled. Entire towns and cities like Izium and Kupiansk were liberated in a matter of days. This wasn't a slow grind. It was a blitzkrieg in reverse. It showed that Ukraine could not only defend but could also conduct large-scale, complex offensive operations that completely outmaneuver and rout the enemy, liberating thousands of square kilometers of territory and capturing vast amounts of equipment. Simultaneously, in the south, the methodical and grueling liberation of Kherson unfolded. Unlike the rapid advance in Kharkiv, this was a battle of attrition and strategic strangulation. Ukrainian forces, particularly with the arrival of HIMARS, systematically targeted bridges, command posts, and ammunition depots. They cut off supply lines across the Dnipro River, making it impossible for the enemy forces on the west bank to be resupplied or reinforced. It was a slow, deliberate squeeze. The enemy was left with an impossible choice: face encirclement and annihilation, or execute a difficult and humiliating retreat. They chose the latter. The liberation of Kherson, the only regional capital they had managed to capture, was another monumental victory, both militarily and morally. It proved Ukraine's ability to execute different types of campaigns tailored to the specific battlefield conditions. Throughout this entire time, we've witnessed a relentless campaign behind the front lines. Ukraine has been using long-range drones and missiles to systematically degrade the enemy's logistical and military infrastructure deep inside occupied territories, including Crimea. Strikes on airfields, ammunition dumps, and key logistical hubs have disrupted supply chains and reduced the enemy's ability to launch attacks. The repeated strikes on the Kerch Strait Bridge, a vital artery and a symbol of the occupation, have had a massive psychological and logistical impact. This death by 1,000 cuts strategy demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of modern warfare, showing that the battlefield is not just the front line, but extends hundreds of kilometers into enemy-held territory. Ukraine is actively shaping the battlefield on its own terms. What's the secret to this success? It's a combination of incredible courage, adaptability, and Western support. Ukrainian commanders have shown a level of initiative and decentralized command that stands in stark contrast to the enemy's rigid, top-down structure. They empower junior officers and soldiers to make decisions on the fly, allowing them to exploit opportunities as they arise. This flexibility is a massive force multiplier. Furthermore, the skillful integration of Western-provided weapons has been a game changer. It's not just about having advanced technology. It's about using it smartly. Whether it's HIMARS precision strikes, the air defense shield provided by systems like Patriot, or the impact of Storm Shadow and Scalp missiles, Ukraine has shown an incredible aptitude for quickly mastering and deploying these systems to maximum effect. And we cannot forget the unwavering spirit of the Ukrainian people. The resistance isn't just happening on the battlefield. It's in the partisans operating in occupied territories, the volunteers who supply the army, the medics saving lives, and the energy workers who tirelessly repair infrastructure after every attack. This whole-of-society effort is the backbone of Ukraine's resilience. It sends a clear message that this is not just an army fighting an army, it is a nation fighting for its very existence. The enemy's plan was to break the will of the Ukrainian people, but instead they have forged it into steel. Every challenge has been met with greater unity and resolve. So, as we look at the broader picture, a clear pattern emerges. At every critical juncture, Ukraine has not just reacted, it has proactively disrupted, dismantled, and defeated the enemy's plans. From the gates of Kyiv to the waters of the Black Sea, from the fields of Kharkiv to the banks of the Dnipro, Ukraine has consistently outthought, outmaneuvered, and outfought its aggressor. The path ahead is still difficult. There is no doubt about that. The fight is far from over. But the story so far is one of incredible success against overwhelming odds. It's a testament to the idea that strategy, courage, and a just cause can overcome brute force. Ukraine continues to write its own destiny, breaking one enemy plan at a time. Thank you so much for joining us on Ukraine Will Win. If you found this analysis insightful, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future updates. Your support helps us continue to bring you the truth. Stay strong, stay informed, and Slava Ukraini.